Hit that subscribe button and bell icon so you never miss an update from Neela Bakore tutorials. In this part, we'll try to classify phylum Porifera into classes, and this is a brief classification. Plus, we'll also see some important sponges and their uses. We have already talked of all the life processes which are seen in case of sponges or poriferans and their structure also. So, for classification, the criteria which has been taken into account is the skeleton, and sponges have endoskeleton. So this classification is on the basis of endoskeleton. Endoskeleton we know is of two main types, that is spicules and spongin fibers. The spicules, they can be made up of two things, either calcium salts, that is mainly calcium carbonate, or silicic acid. So this is the main criteria. So first is class is known as Calcarea, and in Calcarea the endoskeleton is calcium carbonate spicules. So the members which belong to this Calcarea class, they have spicules, and these spicules are made up of calcium carbonate. The second one is, it is called Hexactinellida. Here the spicules are silicic acid, and these spicules are known as siliceous spicules. So here in both the cases, in both the cases there are spicules. One where calcium carbonate spicules are there, and other siliceous spicules are there. And the third class is called Demospongiae or Demospongia. In this, the endoskeleton is made up of spongin fibers. These spongin fibers, or the spongin is nothing but a protein. So endoskeleton is made up of just a network of proteins, and that is known as spongin fibers. The bath sponge belongs to this class. So here we will have the example of Euspongia, which is the bath sponge. And this is the reason why we are able to use it as bath sponge, because of that soft protein which it has. The members which belong to these two classes cannot be used as bath sponge, because these spicules which are there, they are needle-like structures, pointed. They can be branched or unbranched structures, but they are pointed. So if sponge has pointed structures, needle-like structures, we cannot use it to rub that sponge on our body, or we cannot use it as bath sponge. So Euspongia, which is a bath sponge, that is from this class, and the reason is this spongin fiber. So this is how we classify this phylum Porifera. Let us talk about some special sponges. The first one that we are writing here is Spongia officinalis. This sponge also belongs to the class Demospongia, and the reason is it has the spongin fibers as the endoskeletal structure, and so we are using it as bath sponge again. And this is the costliest bath sponge. The other example is of a sponge which is Euplectella. Euplectella is used as a wedding gift in Japan, especially as a wedding gift in Japan. And the reason is it is considered as a symbol of union till death. Union till death. And this is why it is given when there are marriages, especially in Japan. And what is given is only the skeleton part. So when this euplectella dies, that means all the soft tissue decomposes, degenerates. It is only the endoskeletal part which remains, and that dry structure is used as this gift, which means union till death. Another one which we have already talked of is spongilla. Spongilla is the only fresh water sponge, and that is why this is an important example. Plus, in spongilla we have also seen that there is endogenous budding. Endogenous budding, and these buds were called gemmules. So we have seen the structure of gemmule also. So Euspongia we have already written here, which is the common bath sponge, the costliest one. Then euplectella, which is a wedding gift in Japan, and the spongilla, which we have discussed in detail already. So this is a brief classification of phylum Porifera, and these are some important sponges on which questions are normally asked. So our first phylum Porifera is complete. We will start with the next phylum in the next video.